Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today I wanted to talk to you about Ali Hazelwood's new book, Love on the Brain. So you guys know that last year I loved Ali Hazelwood's book, The Love Hypothesis. I read that book and I just was like, this is so good. So of course I had to pre-order this one and read it as soon as I got it. I did read it on vacation, which was nice. It was kind of like a little rest vacation read. It was perfect. It was like a 24-hour book for me. So Ali, because of her background, likes to write women in STEM. So this is another women in STEM novel. Short synopsis. It is about a scientist named B. She actually studies the brain and the mapping, like the neurological mapping of the brain. And she has been working to get a grant, or to get grants, which has not been happening for her. And she finally gets selected for this project with NASA where she has to help create a helmet using her expertise that will help astronauts. And she gets chosen to work alongside her nemesis that she knew at school, Levi, who has basically hated her since he met her. So if you didn't already guess, this is an enemies to lovers romance. It is kind of a close proximity or forced proximity because they're working on the same project. And there are some like other miscommunication, all kinds of different tropes. Not a bad miscommunication trope, but kind of a miscommunication trope. Yeah, I'll call it that. I'll call it that. So there's a lot of tropes in this book, in addition to it being sprinkled with all of this STEM stuff and goodness that Ali put into the Love Hypothesis as well. Star rating. I gave this one 4 stars. I didn't love it as much as I loved the Love Hypothesis, but it was still a quick 24-hour enjoyable rom-com romance read. I really liked it, but I still think I love the Love Hypothesis better. This one was quite a bit spicier than the Love Hypothesis. So when the Love Hypothesis was getting so popular, everybody was talking about how spicy that book was. And I was like, that book was not that spicy. And people were saying because it was a whole chapter long, that it was super spicy. And I was like, I didn't think so. But this one is significantly spicier than the Love Hypothesis. I gave this one a strong 3 chili peppers because it is often once it happens. And it's pretty descriptive. Whereas in the Love Hypothesis, it was one scene. This is a little bit more frequent than that. Okay, so I normally try to do the rom-coms as spoiler-free, and I'm gonna try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible because it's like, we all know that I love reading rom-coms with happily ever afters. Like, that is what I read, and so like, okay, we all know that it's gonna work out fine. But I don't want to spoil the things that happen to get you there, and it's gonna be hard to talk about why I didn't give this one a 5 stars without spoiling, so I'm gonna do my best. I felt like this book was very similar to the Love Hypothesis. I think that's one of the reasons why I couldn't give it the full 5 stars, because I read the Love Hypothesis first and I loved it. And then I read this and I was like, this is very close. The Love Hypothesis was fake dating and grumpy sunshine. And this one was enemies to lovers, but it also had that like kind of grumpy sunshine feel to it, just because of like the way that B was and the way that Levi was. You kind of got that vibe. The situations were very similar, and I noticed that there were quite a few scenes that I was like, this sort of thing happened in the last book. So I feel like if you read this one first, you might like this one better. If you read the Love Hypothesis first, you might like that one better. Like, I think it might just depend which one you read first, that you kind of see the similarities in the other book when you read the next one. That was one reason why I couldn't give it that full 5 stars, was I thought it was very, very similar. If I read a romance by the same author, I want different scenes. I want different storyline. This was very much based around STEM and based around projects and research and things like that. And so was the last one. And it was slightly different, but it was similar. And the conflicts, I think, were fairly similar. I think for that reason, I couldn't give it a 5, but I stuck with my 4 because if I only just liked it, I wouldn't have finished it in 24 hours. That's why I'm sticking with my solid 4. I did like the characters again. I think they also were very similar to the Love Hypothesis characters, so of course I was gonna like them. And we know that Allie wrote the last one as Kylo Ren Rey fan fiction, and I think that this one was also the same. Personally, I think it was the same. There were lots of Star Wars references. There were lots of very nerd references, which I understood because I'm a nerd. I think it was very close. And that's why I did really still like these characters, and I did really still like the storyline because I loved the Love Hypothesis. Overall, I think I would definitely recommend Allie's books. I think I don't want the next one to be too repetitive. I think I'll be really disappointed if it is. I'm hoping that we'll get something a little bit different because I love her writing and I think she's a great storyteller, and I think that keeping that STEM science element is so important and desired right now in rom-com reading. And so I definitely like that, but I think I want a little variation. If you've already read the Love Hypothesis, that one, and Love on the Brain, let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope I said the title right in the beginning. Now I can't remember. Hopefully. I'm not going back to re-record it. I will put a link for Love on the Brain and the Love Hypothesis so you can check out both of them in the description down below. And don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.